How's it going, everybody? And thanks for stopping by and checking out our IPv6 static route video when it comes to MPLS Layer 3 VPN. In this video, we're going to configure R14 and R15 to have static default IPv6 routes to their respective upstream PE router. So in R15's case, it's going to be CSR6. In R14's case, it's going to be XR9. Then on the respective PE devices, XR9 and CSR6, we'll configure VRF-aware IPv6 static routes to the loopback addresses of R15 and R14, and then we'll take those static routes and redistribute them into BGP to propagate them between the provider edge routers. So let's go ahead and knock out this config and get this guy knocked out. We'll start on R15, we'll go to global config and type in IPv6 route ::/0, and then the next hop is going to be 101:6:15:6. So that'll be our IPv6 static route. Do show IPv6 route, and we're going to have a static route in play. So the next thing we're going to go do is do the same thing on R14. IPv6 route ::/0 to 101:9:14:9, and then we'll go to the respective PE devices. We'll type in IPv6 route VRF-C1 and then : we don't go a : in this particular case. We type in 10:1:15:15/128 out towards 101:6:15:15. Okay, that's our static default route, or that's our static host route on CSR6. If we do ping VRF-C1, or if we do show IPv6 route VRF-C1, we should have a host route in there now, which we do right here. And you'll notice that we have a /64 in there as well. So if we were to go on R15 and type in no do show run pipe include router, and we were to get rid of all the other routing, let's go ahead and do that real quick. Type in no EIGRP MPLS, no OSPF v310, no router OSPF ISIS 100, and no RIP. Okay, we'll get rid of all them. And then if we go back to CSR6 and do show IPv6 route, we're going to have, after a short period of time, those routes will all go away, but we're still going to have this static route right there. Now on XRv9, it's a very similar concept. We're going to go to global config, log in, go to global config, router static VRF-C1 address family IPv6 unicast, and we're going to type in 10:1:14:14/128 out 101:9:14:14. We do a show config, we'll see that we're going out the associated next hop IP, and we're going to go ahead and commit that. So on 14, I'm also going to do show run pipe include router, and we're going to go ahead and get rid of a couple of the commands that we have in here. We'll just turn off EIGRP and MPLS respectively and get them out of here like so. Now that we have that, we're going to go to CSR6, and we'll see that the RIP route has been learned for the /64. We're still learning that for some reason. Let me just double check real quick. Let's do IPv6. We should have our static route, which we do. Do show run pipe include router. I should have eliminated everything, which we did. So let's go back to CSR6. So we're still learning that route. through RIP. Oh, there we go. No, it's still being learned through RIP. If we do show run section or pipe include router, we have a bunch of routes in here that are configured. So we'll just pull out a couple of these. We'll turn off RIP. We'll turn off OSPF v3.10. We'll turn off ISIS 100. And we'll turn off EIGRP MPLS. We can't turn off OSPF or BGP because we would end up losing our connection, and that would be a bad thing. We definitely want to be cognizant of that. So do show IPv6 route VRFC1. And so right now all we have is this route right here, which is what we want. So we're good to go there. So all of that said, and so the adjacencies are down. If we commit this do show route VRFC1 IPv6, we should have a static route pointing towards the loopback of R14. So let's go back to CSR6 and validate our connectivity. So do ping VRFC1 10:1:15:15, and we can get there all day long. Let's do the same thing on XR9. Do ping VRFC1 10:1:14:14, and we can get there all day long. Now the last step we have to do, now we've configured the static routes, is to go and actually redistribute the static routes into BGP. Piece of cake, really. So what we're going to go do is on CSR6, we'll go to router BGP 100, address family IPv6 of VRFC1, redistribute static. And then we can modify the value if we'd like, but we're not going to. On XRV9, same concept. So router BGP 100, VRFC1, address family IPv6 unicast, redistribute static, commit. So by typing do show BGP VPNv6 unicast VRFC1, I should have a static route towards 15, and you'll notice that it's a /128. I go and drop this command in like so, and I have just a static route. There's nothing unique about the routing. There's no additional information propagated or anything like that. We go to CSR6 and do the exact same thing. Do show BGP VPNv6 unicast all. We grab the 1414/128 route, and we see that it is being propagated. Now if we go back to 15 and we do a show IPv6 route, we should be able to do a trace route to, and notice that the loopback address of 14 is not present. No routes are present other than the default route. This is probably one of the cleanest and simplest routing tables you could get when it comes to layer 3 VPN and IPv6. So you can do the same thing with IPv4, just create a default route. So is it possible to provide internet connectivity with MPLS Layer 3 VPN? 100%. We're going to be taking a look at that in upcoming videos. So just keep that in mind as you're going along, but for right now, this is what you need to understand. So we're going to trace route IPv6 to 10:1:14:14. Source address is going to be 15:15. Yes, we want to do numeric, and we're going to go ahead and trace the route through the backbone, and then we will be squared away. As you can see, the configuration is actually relatively straightforward, and it does become operational and everything is good to go. So here in just a moment, we will be have full reachability and be squared away. The one thing that we want to make sure that we understand is that the VR4 static routing from the PE to the CE is 100% complete and good to go. Sometimes, depending on the environment and depending on the deployment, you might need to go a different strategy with your static routing. So you might not always do show run pipe on CSR6. Do show run pipe include IPv6. You might not just do a /128. You might not do a host route. You might go in and do a couple of large /64s or /48s or something along those lines. Depending on the situation at hand, those things might come into play. keep those in mind as you're going forward. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me in this video. And until next time, guys, take it easy.